Howdy folks, and welcome to the video for the British Tier 6 Premium Battleship, the Repulse. The Repulse. Kind of like a Warspite, except actually nothing like a Warspite, honestly. A Tier 6 battlecruiser. Not officially, of course. There is no official battlecruiser in World of Warship, but unofficially, I would say this is definitely fits the bill of a battlecruiser. It is very fast. It's got some good guns, but few of them, and a lower reload, and pretty sad armor on the bow and the stern. And that's pretty much what I would call a battlecruiser. It uses the battlecruiser dispersion table. It's got a 2.0 Sigma. So is this a good idea? Well, I played 3 or 4 games in the Repulse, and they all went fine. This is one of them. This is the most recent one I played. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a victory. I feel like I had some good battle impact. I found myself wishing the guns were just a little bit better. Not sure exactly what that's about, except I looked on ShipTool, and it does have some pretty low Krupp values. We've talked about Krupp a few times. It's kind of a magic number that Wargaming can tweak to determine, all else being equal, how much penetration shells will have. And the net result is that I feel like I got a good number of like shatters, and I didn't get any citadels in basically any of the games I played in the Repulse. For guns that have this high caliber and this much accuracy, they ended up feeling a little underwhelming. However, they can hit hard, and having all that speed is huge, and having 5 heals is pretty nice. So I think the key to the Repulse is how you use it. It seems like a ship that has a higher skill floor and skill ceiling, because so much of what happens with the Repulse is going to depend on your positioning. I think, again, for this series, I tend to play a little more conservatively, and plus with ships like this that don't have great armor, I'm always really worried about taking a ton of damage, which is exactly what's going to happen to this Scharnhorst. I think, was he AFK? Is that what's happening here? I don't know. The Scharnhorst on my flank is going to get obliterated. Those 2 shells are really sad. I really wanted them to hit that Nelson. I don't know if that was a naming issue or just bad vertical dispersion. Yeah, I love the quickness. It's so huge to be able to reposition. It's going to come in very handy in this game, because we're going to reposition. This Atlanta is basically going to just ask me if I'm interested in getting off this flank, and I'm going to say yes, and then I'm going to get off this flank, which is something you can't do in a lot of tier 6 battleships. So I do appreciate the speed. I just wanted the guns to be a little more consistent. They were a little disappointing. I know Potato Quality always talks about the perils of 6-gun battleships, and I mean, this is kind of a case in point. In theory, it should have really great accuracy, but I just didn't feel it. I don't know what that's about. Sometimes ships just give you a feeling. And this one just felt, a little bit underwhelming. I'm not saying it's not a good ship. I mean, we've got our speed boost up, and we've got brisk up, and we're doing 36 knots, 37 knots. That's huge, because it does make a ship a lot more fun. It means that you feel in control of the game. You always have the ability to find a new angle. But the poor armor is definitely an issue. I take a nice chunk of HE from this Nelson. Yeah, it wants you to be a ninja, but the concealment isn't terribly great, which is a problem with that strategy. I mean, I'm going to end up having some good battle impact, doing 75k damage. This would be a very difficult ship to hand to a beginner. The up and downside of the speed is that it makes it easier to position well, but it also makes it easier to position poorly. I could see getting deleted in the Repulse a lot if you just try and use it like a brawling ship, because it definitely is not that. I think it has some secondaries, but I wouldn't count on them, and you just don't have the armor to hold up in any kind of fight like that. So you have to be constantly moving and juking and messing about, which can work really well. I mean, there's some battle cruisers I really like. Yeah, like I said, the issue with the Repulse is that I sometimes feel like I had some really good shots lined up, and I just didn't get much to show for it. You're going to see that. I'm going to launch a few salvos here, and I mean, I think my aim's pretty good. Like this shot seems pretty on target, and it's just one overpen, just a little bit. I'm going to fire a series of salvos here that they're just going to be a little bit underwhelming. And for a ship which lives and dies by its main guns, having not inaccurate. I suppose they weren't inaccurate, but having this shot too, like this looks like it ought to be good, and then one ricochet, just a little. So yeah, I mean, you're not going to get great results at range, but then the problem with that is if you get too close to people, you're just going to get absolutely deleted, because you just don't have the armor that's 16 millimeters in the bow and the stern. I mean, I fired 3 salvos now against that Fuso who's on 0 health, and I just didn't do any damage to him. It's a little disappointing. I guess it's not uncommon in tier 6. I have to remember it's all relative to the tier, but still, just it's like you juke and you position and you make your moves, and then it's kind of like the bargain feels like it should be that you do a lot of damage when you get into the right positions, but the ship just kind of didn't. For me, anyway. I tried 3 or 4 games. That's all I really had time for, and I just didn't get that much. We're 8 minutes in. This is a little bit of a blog. Granted, I had to reposition because of the loss of my AFK teammate down there, but I'm on 19,000 damage, and I feel like I've had some good shots and some good positioning, and it just didn't come through. And I mean, I know some of that's RNG, but I did try 3 or 4 games, and so I mean, to talk a little more about Krupp, I haven't talked about Krupp in a while. So the Krupp value on this ship is only 2150, 2100 and something. Kind of an average Krupp value is 2500. Some of the ships with really good penetration get up to like 2900, and Krupp is essentially just a magic number that gets factored into the final penetration score. When an AP shell hits, there's a bunch of calculations that happen based on its speed, and I think its caliber, or at least its weight, which I don't know if that's related to caliber. Actually, a bunch of values that Wargaming in their infinite wisdom don't show you in the UI, so it's kind of magical. Like when certain ships feel like they have better guns, quote unquote, that can be part of it. Like you're not entirely imagining it. It could be things like the Krupp value. And of course, if you have lower pen, then that means that you're going to shatter more, and it means that you're not going to get as many citadels. So for what it's worth. And there's no improved AP angles on it. Now, I think it's fair to say that I should just be firing HE more, and that's absolutely true. It's a problem I have with battleships and the way I play them, that I just use AP too much. I think the HE here is pretty good. It's a 35% fire chance and 5300 alpha, so I really should be using it more, especially in this game. Like this shot, these couple shots against this Fuso at an angle like this, I absolutely should be using HE. I probably would have lit this guy on fire, and maybe I would have gotten that kill. So that's my bad. That's not the Repulse's fault. That's just me. I think the Repulse can turn in some good results if you know what you're doing and you are really good at positioning. I'm not sure I am really good at positioning. I think I'm pretty good at positioning. I think I do better than average, but yeah, I would say I don't know. I don't know what it is about the. It feels like I should really like the Repulse. It feels like it's right up my alley, but I just kind of. I didn't dislike it. Maybe I just was ready. I had high expectations. I was ready to really love the Repulse, and instead, I just sort of thought it was okay. You know, it seems like the kind of ship I would like, and I just didn't get compelling results out of it, which is, which is not to say this is a bad game. I mean, I played really conservatively, which doesn't help. Like, of course, I would have gotten more damage numbers maybe that's part of the problem is I think the Repulse is a ship where you need to be really good at picking your spots and pushing. And maybe that's just not the skill that I have. It wants you to play conservatively sometimes, but then it also needs you to take some chances and put yourself in positions where you can make those 6 guns work for you. And I'm just firing at range. I'm playing it safe because I'm afraid of this armor. I am finally going to push later in the game, I think against this Nelson, and he's going to get one good salvo in on me through my bow, which he completely overmatches, and he's going to just, wreck me. It's going to be too late to make any difference for him, and I think I'm still going to get the kill. But, it's so easy in a battleship like this to really take a lot of damage very quickly, especially if you have more than one target fighting you, shooting at you. This Atlanta is really going to do a great job this game. He's ripping it up. Man, a good Atlanta player who knows what they're doing. It's just really scary. Would I suggest picking up the Repulse? I think it can. I actually think, despite everything I've just said, I think it can be a really great ship for the right person. You just have to think to yourself, like, do I want a battleship that goes really fast where the guns, I only get 6 guns and they're possibly a little underwhelming? Like, is that, I get better reload. I get, much faster speed, but I can't take a punishment and my guns are a little underwhelming. Yeah. That was a skill issue right there, but oof. Not so bad, actually. Considering I gave him complete broadside, I probably deserve to take even more. I don't think the armor in the middle of the Repulse is all that bad. It's really the bow and the stern where you're suffering. I don't know if I overmatched the bow of the Nelson. I know he overmatches my bow, and you're going to see that in a second. I'm not sure if I overmatch his. I actually don't remember. Yeah. Not sure that was a Citadel, but it felt like it was. Either that or it was just a bunch of penetrations, but I am going to get a little bit of revenge. I'm waiting for enough angle here because I don't have improved AP. So, see, that was a little sad. I feel like I deserved a little better there at such close range. Yeah, I don't know. Wouldn't mind just a little more accuracy, or maybe a little more Krupp. Just something a little off about this guy. I'm up to 61k damage, so it's it's not like a bad game or anything. Oof. Overshot, and he's turning in. But see, this is a good example where the speed is super helpful, right? It lets me get into a new position to face this guy. If I was in one of these 20-knot battleships, like the Fuso, I'd be kind of stuck. Over here.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
Obviously, at tier 6, it's going to depend a lot on whether you get up tiered or down tiered. I could see this ship absolutely wrecking people in, tier 5 cruisers. I had a hard time getting a beat on this Fiume. I actually don't know what a Fiume is, but when I finally get a good salvo in, that's some nice 13k damage right there. Not so bad. Finally got one one good walloping on somebody. Come on, buddy. Come out of your smoke. I know you want to.
Problem solved, sir.
Definitely not like my new favorite tier 6 battleship, but it's okay. It's a good ship. It's fine. I just wanted a little more, I think. I don't know what a Fiume is. Comment in the comments if you know what this ship is. I actually don't think I know. Yay, I get a kill and I end the game. Great. So that's another ship done and dusted. Nice, solid, perhaps underwhelming, but solid. Very fast tier 6 British battlecruiser. And 1300 XP. And I will see you guys in the next video.